Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. With the Epoch of Pain just around the corner, people are going to be getting their first 7-star rank 4s, and if you've completed all of the Karina's challenges in the Necropolis, and you complete the Epoch of Pain, you will have 2 out of 3 catalysts needed to take a 7-star champion to rank 4 without the need for a gem. So, we are here today to discuss the underappreciated, underrated options for 7-star rank 4. You will not hear the word Onslaught in this video or Serpent, because anybody who takes Serpent to rank 4 needs to be put in prison or euthanized. One of the two. Either is okay. Let's get into it. Oops. One more thing. Hi. Before we get into it, this is Future Matty. I thought it would be useful before we go into this list just to lay out some popular top rank 4 options. These are like the objectively 3 best options in each class. Thought that would be useful information. Not that the champions listed later on in this video aren't great. They are great, and they will be even better at rank 4. But if you want the obvious, if you want the ones that are guaranteed to make your opponent's day worse, go with these champions. They will do no wrong. Alright, now let's get into it. And we are going to kick off this list with Spider-Punk in the science class. Obviously, in this class, there are a bunch of stupidly powerful options to go to rank 4, and Spider-Punk has always just been a little bit below them. He doesn't quite have the same flashy numbers as Spider-Ham or Silk, and he doesn't quite have the same science utility that you'd expect from someone like Count Nefaria. He is, however, exceptionally versatile. He can take a wide array of fights, and when you have a lot of skill, he becomes virtually limitless, and I think the boost to 7-star rank 4 is exactly what this guy needs to really head up your roster, and he'll open a lot of doors to players who put in the time, put in the hours to learn him, and they'll definitely see rewards. This man will probably get banned in Battlegrounds. I think people recognise what he can do, thanks to the efforts of players like MSD or Allison Edits, but certainly a fun rank up, swinging that guitar all left and right. I think you'll have a lot of fun with this guy at rank 4. I'd love to see him in the community. And up next is Luke Cage. When Luke Cage's buff came out, and he came out as a 7-star, I think he was pushed aside, swept under the rug, left to rot. I remember the kind words of my alliance mates when I pulled him out of a Titan last summer. I am sorry for your loss. And that is not a joke. That was the message I received on Telegram. I am sorry for your loss. And it certainly felt like a loss. But the more gameplay that comes out with Luke, the more insane he becomes. He can ramp up his base damage so quickly, as you can see. Just at rank 1, over 1,000 attack rating for each unique debuff, and just over half 1,000 attack rating for each non-unique debuff. He has an 80% chance to inflict an exhaustion debuff on his light attack, so you can see how that damage ramps up really quickly. His concussion from consuming the exhaustion on the SP2 can shut down all Mystics. Everything they have to offer is gone. Mystics are a potato. He's a hard counter to Sasquatch, and with his Awakened ability, combined with the ability power rate reduction from his exhaustions, he actually becomes something resembling a Serpent counter. If you don't believe me, go check out Fintech. I believe some of his live streams feature Serpent takedowns in Battlegrounds with a rank 3 Luke Cage. And at rank 4, his reach to rank 3 Serpents and rank 6 Sig 200 Serpents will be enormous. This man will be an underrated hammer blow to your opponents if they ever leave him unbanned in Battlegrounds, and I would love to see some rank 4s about in the community. And next up on the list is a champion who I actually have a lot of sympathy for. I'm very sad he kind of got swept under the rug. Not as I expected to happen when he came out as a 7-star, but the first attempt of Playable Maestro in this game, the Overseer, back in the day, I took him up to 6-star rank 4. Seems so weird to talk about 2023, like back in the day, but here we are. Anyway, he is just a powerhouse of science threats, and when he enters Cosmic Mode, he can just chain these mega combos to deal enormous bursts of physical damage. Your SP1 into your Relic SP1 into light ending combos. It's just nuts. Absolutely love this guy, and at 7-star rank 4, he would be so versatile. I think he's a really cool character, definitely underappreciated and underrated, with a bit of a defensive tang. Will be a great rank 4, looking forward to seeing some in the community. And moving on to the skill class, we have Elsa Bloodstone. I know that there are plenty of die-hard Elsa Bloodstone fans in the community. I'm not one of them, although I do absolutely love this character. I think she's so smooth, so safe to play, and altogether she's just very, very powerful. Not quite at the level of Kate Bishop or Bullseye, but then again, who is? But with her Behemoth Busters, best name for a mechanic in the game, in my opinion, combined with her enormous crit rate, which I actually think is the highest in the game, natural crit rate at like just over 40%. Every other hit is a crit. Combine that with her Hellfire rounds, the Incinerate swapping to Cold Snaps if the opponent evades. Together, she's just a very solid champion, and one that if you invest to rank 4, you're going to gain an absolute monster offensively, and if you are a fan of the Suicide Masteries, quite the trap on defense as well. And Falcon is up next. I can already hear the comments. But Falcon is boring. I know. Winning is not boring, and that is what this man does all the time. Win. 100% defensive ability accuracy reduction. Goodbye to Thing. Goodbye to Photon. Goodbye to any science threat, any hazard shift, any evade. Get rid of them in the bin. Massive critical rating while in lock-on. Massive attack rating while in lock-on. This man is unstoppable. Guaranteed crit on the L2. A force of nature that really goes underappreciated. But I will grant he is a bit dull. If you haven't got the memo about this guy yet, Black Panther Civil War, he is stupid. Just stupid. Everything about him is just stupid. Everything. He is so powerful. He is just one of those characters where you just get to L2 and win the game. He really is that simple. If you haven't realised what his buff can do, you've been living under a rock. I don't know what to tell you. I have a rank 6 and I've been blown away. I can't even begin to imagine what a 7-star rank 4 would do to champs like Photon or Red Skull. With his increased bleed potency on his SP2, he can even take Mr. Sinister. Yes, tried and tested, I've done that. He can dip into class disadvantage against fights like Dust, and I don't even want to know what a 7-star rank 4 would do. I highly recommend this guy. I have some footage lying around somewhere of him taking a Bullseye. You only need to deal with 1L1 through the block if you play him correctly against Bullseye, and then he's just nuked in 30 seconds. He is a sublime champion, certainly deserving of a buff, and if we see a rank 4, then my hat tips off to you because great rank up, great choice. And next up is Hitmonkey, and okay, you're right, this guy is in absolutely no way underrated. I just put him in on the off chance people forgot he was a 7-star. If you get him as a 7-star rank 4 and you so happen to run the Suicide Masteries, you'll be taking down Realm of Legends in less than 3 combos. Need I say more? I don't think I need to. Can I move on? I think so. We all know how he works. And now, moving on to the Mutant class. In my opinion, the underrated champs in the Mutant class are few and far between, but we're going to kick it off here with Storm. So, Storm, well, her buff did a number of things. Firstly, it turned her into one of the fastest options for Atuma, Korg, or Bullseye, and it kind of did a weird thing as well. It kind of nerfed her damage ramp with the Apocalypse synergy because it gave her heavy attack fewer hits, so you ramp up fewer shocks. That was an interesting interaction for me. But yeah, Storm, with the Horseman synergy and the Apocalypse synergy, has the highest damage potential in the entire game. I do not believe there is a health pool that exists in the game, maybe not even in the content creator beta, that can last a 7-star rank 4 Storm's damage ceiling. I don't think there's anything in the game that exists that can survive that. She is so ridiculous, and obviously she has a lot of potential for Battlegrounds, and for Mutant lanes in story quests, and for AW. Even with the nerfed power back boosts, she's going to be killing everything in an SP2 and an SP2. There is no replacement if you want damage quickly in the Mutant class. Nice and simple. Prowess, win the game. 7-star rank 4, Might be a while until we see that, but it would be interesting. Let's move it on. Now, this champion is a very real possibility for me. I might well go down this road if I get a mutant gem. Because Colossus, obviously on his own, he's incredible. He's an evade counter, he's a bullseye counter, he's incinerate, cold snap. If he's not fighting a tech champ, he's armor break immune. Obviously bleed immune, with all his buffs and just enormous damage. Really easy to access, he's great. But with synergies, he's the best mutant champion in the game. And I do not say that lightly. He is better than Onslaught. He is better than Domino. I'm claiming this. With synergies, he is on a whole different planet to Onslaught. Then it's not even close. And I know he's not a defender, but he's a big boy. He's a big, armor-upped, tanky boy. I could place him on defense if I wanted to in Battlegrounds. It would take the opponent a minute. Come on. I'd say definitely the best mutant getting in the game with synergies. This man, if you don't believe me, look at the clip at the start of the video. Go back to the start. That was a 7-star rank 1. No suicides, no boosts, no class advantage, just synergies. That fight was done in 31 seconds. 31 seconds. You saw the output he was getting at 7-star rank 1 with synergies. That's beyond anything else in this game. Right? Wow. I want this guy. I want this guy at rank 4. I want a 7-star rank 4 Colossus. That will be mine. And I know that no one's going to do it because everyone's going to take up Onslaught. Everybody already has taken up Onslaught. But seriously, trust me. Put your faith in the Lossus. You will not be let down. Trust in the Lossus. So moving on to the Cosmic class, and without wanting to say the death word, the S word, let's move it on to Nova. So Nova, go check out Trappy's videos if you want excellent Nova gameplay. This man, after his buff, is top 5 Cosmic champs in the entire game. Seriously, with his awakened ability, being able to minimize the amount of hits that you do just by exploiting the attack increase on a dash, with his defensive potential, with his true strike making him a bullseye counter, with his non-contact mediums making him an Atuma counter, or a Korg counter, or he just does the lot. Tech threats, general damage dealing fights, he is your man, he is under the radar all the time. If you're worried about Cosmics, we're always worried about the S word and Deathless Thanos or Maestro. No. You worry about Nova. In the right hands, this man will bring down cities, and you'll never see him coming. If you have the Sig Stones, I definitely recommend Nova to rank 4. You can't go wrong, and you will be well served with this as your first 7-star rank 4 as a Cosmic Champion, unless, of course, you have no friends and you want to take up Serpent. There you go, I said it. Now, Odin. I was kind of in two minds about putting this guy on this list. I think he's great, but he's never quite done what I wanted him to when I needed him to do it. He obviously has enormous damage. You can see the enormous Fury buff over doubling his attack. He can get 2 of those, so over tripling his attack. His enormous armor up buff. And his True Strike buff making him a bullseye counter. These are all fantastic things. But, I mean, look, if Odin's your favourite champion, 100% go for it. I think he's really smooth, but I don't think he's going to quite live up to the other options on this list, let alone all the stupidly powerful options now existing as 7-star Cosmics, like Shudder, Serpent. He really isn't living up to his brother, but very nice for endgame content if for whatever reason you haven't done Necropolis yet. But, yeah, I mean, he's great. He's great, and he certainly deserves to be on this list. I've changed my mind. He deserves to be on this list. If you like him, take him up, but Nova's better. Next up is Gamora. If you love Gamora, go ahead and take her to rank 4. You will not be disappointed. Take her up if you want to see content just die. She is the Cosmic class in a champion. Lots of buffs, armor breaks, big yellow numbers go ooga booga, and lots of ways to shut her down, but when she works, Very few champions go better. A chance to gain fury and cruelty buffs on her basic attacks. These can be refreshed on her heavy attack. Her special attacks gain guaranteed crits, lots of armor breaks, massive damage. Need I say more? I don't think so. Yes, there are lots of better options in the Cosmic class with lots more utility, a bit more sustainability. But hey, if you want some fun, if you want to see content kneel before you in about -5 seconds, take down Gamora. Take up Gamora. Her damage ceiling is near unparalleled in this game. Should be lots of fun. Can't wait to see her rank 4. And now moving on to the Tech class. A class that I think is about to get a bit of a boost with the introduction of Arnim Zola. But for now, let's talk about someone a little bit smaller. Let's talk about Rocket Raccoon. Now, my main grievance with this champion is, okay, he has no health, but normally that is compensated with some sort of payoff in the form of damage, like Spider-Man's stealth suit. No, that payoff does exist, and he does have some nice utility, but I don't think it exists to such an extent to justify having literally no health. As a 7-star rank 6, this man is under 100k. I have 7-star rank 3s that already have over 100k, and I know this simulation has no masteries going on, but seriously, man, come on. The payoff needs to be just a little bit bigger, but hey, if you can play perfectly and avoid contact with your opponent altogether, then the reward is there with massive, almost guaranteed crits. He is so satisfying to play, especially that SP2. With his heal block, he's a very nice Mr. Sinister counter, and anywhere where you want some fun with your little trash panda with enormous yellow numbers, yeah, go for it. Would love to see a 7-star rank 4. Maybe at 7-star rank 4, some of the issues he has with his health pool get cancelled out because he'll be a rank higher than everything else in your team. Maybe that's a nice option. I don't know. Let's see. And another powerhouse of the Tech class, Hulkbuster. I know not a lot of people have 7-star Hulkbuster because he's really only been available as a rare champion in the Incursions 7-star crystal, but if you do have him and you do get a tech gem, give him a shot. I beg of you, give him a shot. He is beyond incredible. In raids, he was unstoppable. In Alliance War, he's one of the best counters to Onslaught, and just the damage increase you get from the shocks on the heavy and the control he has through his SP2 loop with the armor break is just fantastic. I will admit, stand your ground is a little bit annoying, as it can result in you getting smacked, but if your opponent isn't running that or you get lucky, oh my god, the damage. It's beyond anything else in the Tech class. This man is beyond comprehension until you actually play him, and I beg of you, give him a try, because he will surpass all expectations you could possibly have. Prime rank 4 option. At rank 4, I'd like to wager that even some shock-immune opponents, like Korg, will not be able to survive. He's also quite tanky if, for whatever reason, you want to place him on defense in a pinch, but let's move it on. And we move on to the Mystic class. Now, the Mystic class has a lot of options, but I'm going to kick it off with this one. Not because I think he's underappreciated. I think everybody knows exactly how good Juggernaut is, but I think that he might get less attention with the transition to 7-star rank 4s, because people are like, oh, he'll be fine as a rank 3, and he will be fine as a rank 3. I just want to have some fun. I just want to see someone do this. I don't have one. Can someone else do it, please? Just take your Juggernaut to rank 4, just for the hell of it, please? Please? And this character is a personal favourite of mine. I took him to 7-star rank 2 after completion of the Necropolis using the generic 1-2 gem, and he's really got a special place in my heart. He does have a bit of a skill cap. You need to learn to use Mordo. You need to get comfortable with the opponent dashing at you while you're charging a heavy, and even intercepting them with that heavy. It's quite hard to do, but once you get used to it, you unlock a plethora of matches that he can take. He's immune to ability accuracy reduction, so that makes him a domino counter. His soul barb makes him fantastic for Maestro, and he hits so stupidly hard. You can see he can gain 15 of those nearly 1,000 attack rating Furies at rank 2. Imagine what that's going to be like at rank 4, or at rank 4 with some boosts in actual content. He will be hitting stupidly hard, over 20,000 attack easily On top of the utility of all the buffs he's gaining, the critical hits he's going to get, all the soul barb, the regen from the SP3, on his awakened ability he gains some nice energy resistance while holding block. I do recommend the block proficiency stat focus because he is a bit weedy, but what a champion if you can learn to play him. Absolute nuke. One of the hardest hitting champions in the game. Absolutely love him. Please, someone take him up to rank 4. I might. And last on this list is Guillotine Deathless. Now, I used this champion at rank 1 to go through Necropolis to get Deathless Thanos Awakened, and playing her at rank 1 was worse than watching paint dry. It was like having an invested interest in watching paint dry. Like, you had to pay attention, and you had to constantly check on it and make sure everything was okay, but fundamentally it's just a wall. It was so depressing. But at rank 4, with some boosts in a shorter matchup, where she's kind of designed, she's incredible. She is such a nuke. Finishing fights I've seen in Alliance War in like 20 seconds. She is as fast as Corvus Glaive. It is bonkers, especially if you pair her with the Ghost Rider relic. And in questing, if you want to run the Deathless team, she's going to be part of that. She's going to get even stronger, more utility with that neutralize. Highly recommend someone takes it to the highest possible rank. The utility and the versatility you get with her primary DOT being degen is surprising. Don't underestimate that, because it allows you to get around a lots of immunities. Unless the opponent can shrug your debuff, that DOT is going to stick. So, highly recommend. And that is just about all I have for you today. If you have made it this far, then thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.